What's up out there, Barbershop sports politics fans? We got a topic here for you today, man. It's probably the biggest topic in sports news right now going on, dealing with Colin Kaepernick. And what we're going to talk about today is the upcoming protest for Colin Kaepernick. It's not a question on whether there'll be protests or not if he's not on the roster. It's just to what level of protests are you going to see. Alright, so the upcoming protests, and then we want to kind of talk on like what it means for you as a fan, as a mother, a father, as a student, a high school student, college student, and like what does it really mean to you? Alright, first, everybody talks about this protest and nobody ever talks about realistically what actually was going on. So I actually have a video for you that's going to show you the third verse to the Star Spangled Banner or whatever, the Star Spangled Banner anthem or whatever. So a lot of people don't even know this information. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play this little video, and then y'all tell me kind of what and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it or whatever. So alright, I'm about to run this video and let's rock.
I just wanted to share something with you. Sean King, who writes for the New York Daily News and who I follow on Twitter, and if you don't follow Sean King on Twitter, do so. Sean King is brilliant. And he writes regularly for the New York Daily News. And he wrote this piece called Why I'll Never Stand Again for the Star Spangled Banner. And I just want to share 3 paragraphs from Sean's piece about this. He says, first off, he's talking about the Star Spangled Banner. He says, first off, the song, which was originally written as a poem, didn't become our national anthem until 1931, which was 117 years after Francis Scott Key wrote it. Most of us have no true idea what in the hell we've been hearing or singing all these years. But as it turns out, Key's full poem actually has a third stanza, which few of us have ever heard. In it, he openly celebrates the murder of slaves. Yes, really. It goes like this. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. And then Sean King goes on to explain what that means. He says, well, it's always been known that the song was written during American slavery, and that when those words about this nation being the land of the free didn't apply to the millions who had been held in bondage, few of us had any idea that the song itself was rooted in the celebration of slavery and the murder of Africans in America who were being hired by the British military to give them strength, not only in the War of 1812, but in the Battle of Fort McHenry in 1814. These black men were called the Corps of Colonial Marines, and they served valiantly for the British military. And Francis Scott Key despised them. He was glad to see them experience terror and death in war, to the point that he wrote a poem about it, and that poem is now our national anthem. While I fundamentally reject the notion that anyone who owned other human beings was either good, moral, or decent, Francis Scott Key left absolutely no doubt that he was a stone-cold bigot. He came from generations of plantation-owning bigots. Yeah, I don't call them plantations anymore. I call them concentration camps. But anyhow, they got wealthy off of it. Key, as District Attorney of Washington, fought for slavery and against abolitionists every chance he got. Even when Africans in D.C. were injured or murdered, Francis Scott Key stood strong against justice for them. He openly spoke racist words against Africans in America. Key said that they were, quote, a distinct and inferior race of people which all experience proves to be the greatest evil that afflicts a community, end quote. This is in the context of Colin Kaepernick's refusal to stand for the Star-Spangled Banner. Sean King nails it, as Sean King so often does. And it's just a brilliant piece. Check it out. The British, yeah, well, I don't have time.
Okay. Well, that was a video showing the unheard verse of the Star Spangled Banner, basically saying, protesting the love for the killing of slaves. So it's a pretty it's pretty weird, and it's crazy to know the history on it. I know that most people don't know the history on it, and know the history on Sir Bacon, whatever the man's name is. But these are the things that are purposely hidden for you and from you. That's a reason why you never see the third verse ever put up. You know what I'm saying? That's just for certain people when they go back and they understand that how you giving power to something that really is meant to cut your legs from under you in that national anthem. Smoke man, so man, what do you think about the upcoming protests for Colin Kaepernick, man? Do you think how do you think it's gonna turn out?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest, because it doesn't seem like it really doesn't seem like it's any certainty. It's a lot of uncertainty about him playing. I really think he'll be in the league, because I think the league can kind of sense that it might be something, because all of a sudden you're hearing a lot of more teams saying that they be interested in him, when about a month ago, you weren't hearing any GMs or owners saying anything about Colin Kaepernick. I mean, but with all the uncertainty, man, I don't know how long-lived the protest would be. Speaking for me, I said I would protest, as long as Colin Kaepernick wasn't signed, I'd be protesting. So if he's on the roster day one, the NFL has nothing to worry about. I'd be watching my favorite teams play football. Colin Kaepernick will be on an NFL roster, and we can forget about everything. But I'm just as uncertain as anybody else, man.
So tell me this: how could you forget about that third verse of the national anthem, and knowing that it was talking about killing your ancestors? Realistically, you considering you not actually a citizen, how do you just forget about that third verse? Huh?
Well, I don't think you do. I mean, like, for instance, I didn't know about it until about a year ago. You know what I never knew about it, and it's just something that I'm sure a lot of people didn't know. So, I mean, for him, he's brought a lot of awareness to it. Now that you brought the awareness to it, it's you can't stay on one thing forever. You don't forget it, but at the same time, you apply different plans, different goals, you set different standards. I mean, he like, we're talking about something right now that we might have not been talking about if it wasn't for the stance he took. So we're not going to forget it, but understanding what Colin Kaepernick is trying to get done, he's trying to play in the NFL. So it's not about necessarily forgetting it, but he has a job to do.
Man, I don't know. Hold on. I just don't understand what's going on. We got ENJ calling in on the phone lines. You live?
EJ.
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. We just talking about the upcoming protest for Colin Kaepernick. And what does it mean for you? What do you think what does it mean for you? We just played a video of the third verse of the Star Spangled Banner, talking about killing slaves and basically.
I knew about that when they told me the NBA. If you think I didn't realize it, but the NFL didn't start making players stand for the national anthem till like 8 years ago. I think they said like 8. That's when it became a requirement. Man, it's a money grab. Oh, it's a money grab. They don't want to talk about what they want you to sing, but they don't want to get this man a job because he wasn't even going. It ain't like he said the national anthem is not. You know what I'm saying? National anthem. I don't respect the country. He basically said, I just want police to stop beating our ass. And this man can't get a job. So, man, all that, like I said, the Star Spangled Banner, man, that's a slave song. That's why I've started not to, I might stand up sometimes depending on the venue, but I don't sing it. Like, this is being honest. I haven't probably sung the national anthem in the last probably 2.5 years since I know since I actually done my research on who made Star Spangled Banner, what was it about. So the protest, like I said, I'm a big sports fan, so I know I'm going to watch some football, but for the most part, man, Ray Lewis just made it worse for me yesterday. It making me not want to watch football because they making us thinking we dumb. Like they treat us like we dumb, like people that ain't in the media dumb. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. Right. Like it's really crazy. But I think he's gonna get signed. I think the fact that it's becoming such an outroar and that they seeing he's still the highest selling jersey. They gonna have to get that man a job, man. They gonna have to get that man a job. In my eyes, they gonna have to. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much money he done made, but he's not gonna turn it down because he want to play. But I just know they gotta get that man a job.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. I would like to see, at what point in any sport was somebody that had the highest selling jersey pushed out of the league. Not retired, but you got the highest selling jersey in the league for the last 2 years. And doesn't have a job anywhere.
Hey man, Trump told y'all what was going on to begin with. He put that phone call in, man, and all his NFL owner partners was like, we ain't trying to have Colin.
Yeah.
Not gonna sign him. That was the president of the United States, man.
Not gonna find him, man.
Yeah. So, the second part of our question was, what does it mean for you? What does it mean for you? I'm going to give my opinion. In my opinion, you disrespecting our ancestors and your kids if you watching football games this year and Colin Kaepernick is not on the roster.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough.
You disrespecting your ancestors and your kids because the thing is that he's standing for the stuff he's standing for. Like, I don't see how you could say that you agree with what he stood for, and then when they crucify him in front of you, then y'all get upset or whatever that they crucified him, and then go purchase from the people that crucified him. Go patronize the people that crucified him. You gonna patronize the people that crucified him?
I did not really pay my cable bill, so whether I watch Colin Kaepernick, whether I watch football or not, I'm still gonna have to pay that damn $200 a month. So that's why when I say I'm a sports fan, I know I'm gonna end up watching the game.
Oh, now ratings mean something. When you turn your channel to that station, that means something. Ratings mean a lot. Your channel, your TV not turning to that station means everything in the world when it comes down to it. See, but this is the problem. Everybody is upset, you included, upset at people like Ray Lewis for cooning, but when somebody real stands up, you do not stand up with them. You let them be crucified and you say nothing. And you do nothing. You say a lot. Everybody says a lot, but nobody's willing to sacrifice anything. He sacrificed all this for you, and nobody else is willing to sacrifice anything for him when he gets crucified. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's more of they looking at the sports aspect of it. That's why I say it's something like usually I will watch any game. Like, even a game I'm not really interested in just because it's football. So I might see somebody get hit. I might see, you know what I'm saying, fantasy football, things of that sort. So that's why I say, when I say that, I know I'm going to turn to a game. Like, that's why I say it's not that I don't support him or nothing like that. But I think he honestly probably going to have a contract. But if he don't, like I said, I'm willing to help with the protest. But like I said, I can't do that. I've been watching sports. I've been watching sports 21 years. So for me to just like, no, I'm not gonna watch one football game because of this, I would be lying to myself. That's why I said that. I know it's gonna go down compared to what I've been watching, but me just sitting here saying I'm gonna protest football, I'm not gonna watch football this season. I know I'll be lying to myself. That's just being honest. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch one football game.
Okay.
Even if it's just the Super Bowl. You gonna watch a football game. Some people might not. Like I said, some people might not.
And that's what I'm saying. That I believe that's totally the problem. We had some people. We had a generation that wouldn't that stayed 15 miles from their job and will walk to protest, and we ain't willing to even fucking click the station on something else, nigga. We not willing to, like, that's what's up, man. When I hear stuff like that, that's when I kind of start siding with the older generation that talks about our generation, because where are we? Huh?
About a lot of the stuff they say about our generation. Just being honest, a lot of it, like most of everything they say about our generation is right. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like that, but like I said, 98, probably 95% of what I watch is always sports. We don't like now. I've been watching baseball, so we can have some debates about that. Just because I've been paying attention to, I'm a sports fan. I'm a sports fan at anything but hockey.
So it's all of these other sports out there. You can't find your feel of other sports other than football.
During football season, the NBA comes on. The NBA come on a little earlier this year, but you know how the TV schedule is. During the first, until Christmas, you might catch about 4 NBA games on all week. That's gonna be Tuesday and Thursday. What I'm gonna do Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's what they so when they said not to ride the bus, and what they said, man, what am I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get to what's now?
This is what I say about that. They kind of going to why the players can't, like. I feel like even though so I'm gonna ask you a question. If all black people didn't watch football, which is almost impossible. You gotta think about 200, half of the NFL, 60-70%.
I don't believe in impossible.
So you know they family gonna watch it.
I don't even believe in the word. I don't even believe in the word impossible. I'm a creature of God.
It's impossible. I'm just gonna say it's highly, highly, highly unlikely when you got about 1,000 NFL players, 700, 800 players, and 500 of them black. Even if we don't watch it, you know they family gonna watch it. So that's why I say when it's like watching TV, it gotta be another way. That's why I'm saying maybe not watching it. That might be smart.
How is that?
I don't feel like
there is no other way.
There is no. Okay, hold on.
There is no other way.
You can't hear
listen, man,
Smoke.
Listen,
hold on. Let's Smoke talk for a second. Go ahead, Smoke. Go ahead.
The NFL spends billions of dollars investing, right?
Yeah, the NFL they do what?
They spend millions of dollars in investing into advertising. So when you don't watch what they're advertising, it affects their bottom line.
Yeah.
Because they're spending that money knowing they're going to get it back because of the advertising power. When you don't watch them, you're not watching what they're advertising. Therefore, they lose sponsors.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
So Smoke is saying that is the only way. Like, it ain't no other way. There is no way to kill your enemies and feed them at the same time. You know, you can't give them everything that they need and then say that you're gonna what is it? What else you can take from them? What can you take from them?
They priced you out of the game. So
we're not watching it. Are our enemies the actual police that are doing the brutality?
Now the enemies are the people that are unfairly treating someone that is standing up for something that the entire NFL should be standing up for. Because I would say probably 85% of the players are minority and mostly African American descent. So yes, that is what you standing up for. You don't act like these people, these folks that don't know what he's standing up for. Don't get like that. You don't know what he's standing up for.
I know what he's standing up for. He's standing up.
So you standing up for him, standing up for that.
Is the NFL the only unequal? That's why I get. Like, that's what I was like. Don't watch the NFL. It's like, it's plenty of other shit that we could have, like. It kind of go into the media. Like I said, I'm not saying I don't agree. He should have a job. I'm not saying he's getting blackballed. Let me make sure I let them know he is getting blackballed. But what I'm saying is, you still got another 500 players and I can see them, all black players that stood up with him, and it's like, look, we gotta join them. He the only one that stood up. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But for the reason why he's not the only one that stood up, but the reason why they don't stand up is because of what you're doing. Because they gonna get paid. They done signed those contracts for the most part. They gonna get paid, and if they decide, they're not gonna try to not play games. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to, even if they did protest, the NFL has been known to like put replacement players out there, and they worked last time. People watched all of,
replacement refs, the referees they did. Those the replacement referees they did a few years back.
No. You missing the thing, and that they actually did try to lock out. And they put replacement players out there, and people
back in the 80s,
people like Dan Marino broke the lines. That was the problem. That's gonna be a problem when you got people like that break the line. Your Tom Brady's, your Joe Montana's, people like that. Those are people you're gonna have to be wondering about, because they get in the system, they get taken care of anyway. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get taken care of in the system anyway. But you build it. They mostly are the ones that build up as the stars, so they keep them. In control. That's mostly what it is. So you got to have the other people willing to stand up true with him or whatever, but you got to see what they doing to him. That's the whole point, is you got to make an example. They trying to make an example of Colin Kaepernick so everybody sees that this is what happened. We're going to crucify you if you do it. You need to make an example of them and say, if you do that to our people, then we cannot patronize and support you. We cannot. I don't see how you could do it. Like, I don't even see how it is. Basically, we always say that the media is the new way of crucifying people, and when we see them do stuff to people, we still sit there like, if you know what it is. It's the new age or whatever, but you still gonna support them like that. Basically, that's what I was just talking about. It don't make sense. It's like, Jews, supporting Hitler camps and Hitler stuff. It don't make sense. And none of their money gonna go to something that cutting the legs out from under them, because realistically, you want more people to speak up. You're scared. Most of these people, like Ray Lewis, probably would talk differently if he wasn't on television, but he's scared because he know y'all ain't gonna stand up for him if he does say so. If he does say the truth, no matter how true it is, once they do something to him, you won't stand up. You have to. That's what you have to stand up. You have to stand up, and you can't decide. You can't say that's what everybody. Okay, you protest. Everybody says they want to be a different way. I'm sure it was people like that when Martin Luther King was talking about, man, can we just keep riding the bus? Maybe it's another way. Maybe we have a prayer. We sit in and do stuff like that. And maybe it's another way. Let's talk to them. Let's keep talking to them. Let's have this discussion. And the discussion don't mean nothing until you touch the real, true God of this place, and that's that money. And if you ain't willing to affect their bottom line and not support,
they money though. They money for the next 4-5 years already made.
Yeah.
It's just like NBA. For example, if they was to do something, it don't matter who watched TV or not. They didn't sign a TV deal, so that money is theirs.
If you think that those TV people don't have a way to get out that contract, if they not putting the product out there, you are absolutely crazy. If they protest right now, I guarantee you.
This is why I will say they're gonna put the product out there anyway. You got to think about it. NFL is now basically international. Now they got a game in Australia this year.
NFL is not international.
No. I'm watching it. You can't watch football international.
Watching it and being international is two different things. Basketball is international.
They got a game in London. That's what I'm saying. They're moving international.
They don't have one team outside the U.S. They don't have one team outside the U.S. Not one professional team outside the U.S. Not one.
This is what I'm saying. You saying don't watch TV. Don't watch the NFL.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that it's how many people are watching the NFL? Like how many people? We look at their ratings. Let's just subtract the black people that's not in jail. We're gonna have to take us. A lot of us.
I mean,
so if we take away, this is what I'm saying. So let's say 40. How many black people? Let's say it's 100 million black people.
Regardless, when you can say all of that, we spend most of the money, we buy most of the sports paraphernalia because it's a part of the community. You can say what you want to. You have more purchasing power than any other demographic on this planet. If you decide not to wear NFL stuff, the world will stop wearing NFL stuff. That's what you don't understand is how much power you. Whatever these U.S. people, black people do, the world follow. If you stop doing it and you stop including it in the hip hop videos and you stop doing it, which is the, is the largest, whatever export and everything that we have in this country as far as the entertainment and stuff like once you stop doing it, the world stop doing it. Ain't nobody, you just don't understand your power. That's why they pay the people up there to keep you to saying that. So that you don't understand and you don't exercise the power that you do have. Cause you create trends across the entire world. Everything, most of this hip hop trend, the stuff is gone to the point that it's not this stuff. Some of the clothing that used to be hip hop, not even hip hop no more. It's just part of the mainstream fabric of America. That's what it is. If Jay-Z not wearing, the New York, like Jay-Z said, man, I sold more Yankee caps than a Yankee can. It's being real, man. Y'all don't understand the power that you have. But you know it, but you got to start exercising it. And it got to be in the form of don't support people that don't support you. And you could say, we could talk about what's name, though. Even the point, if you wanted to say that they, that they stopped paying NFL players, just being real about their, like how much. I know that they've helped some communities, but how much have they really helped? It's like a Band-Aid on a problem. It's on a Band-Aid on the gash. You know what I'm saying? You need 40 stitches, and you put a Band-Aid on it. That ain't gonna work. But man, I just think that. You're gonna have to stand up, man. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, everybody might as well coon. Why not coon?
No, Jack.
No, that's not. I mean, it's a different thing.
Why not? Because when you say real stuff, then you get crucified and nobody stands up for you. Why not coon? Coon, you get all the money in the world.
I mean, the thing is, man, you gotta have balls. You know what I mean? You can't have it all.
Well, I don't know. No matter how you say it.
You can't have it all, man. You can't have all the fun you want and then take care of all the business you need to take care of. It don't work that way.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot I can look to because that's a problem. Like that's kind of that's the NFLPA fault. To be honest, if we want to go technical to business wise, now you're right. We go to the root, yeah. He black, but that's why, like in the NBA, let LeBron James or let Otto Porter sit down. They're not kicking this man out the NBA because the NBA PA, LeBron, Chris Paul, they gonna be on their shit. Like what? Okay, try this shit if you want to. That's why I say a lot of it is the players. If they not gonna protest,
I don't know.
What the hell me not watching TV? He's still gonna that ain't gonna change the root of it. If the players ain't, so that's why I say I feel like the players players that are paid that made
you putting people in a, you putting folks, they already in contract. You are not in a contract with them. They are in a contract and bound by the stuff, and stuff can be taken from them. A lot of stuff that can taken from them, and the whole thing is, the whole point is, you don't want to take what those athletes get, but the point is you want to curb their, or how else are you going to curb the people that are saying stuff from your community that does not. How else are you going to curb that?
If Otto Porter Jr. sat down during, let's say Otto Porter did something that wasn't in the rule book, he protested something.
It is in the rule book in the NBA.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm saying the NFL is not. That's why I said something that's like when they wore them shirts. That's not in the rule book, but in the NFL it is. You got to wear a strict dress code. In the NBA, what you wear before pregame and shit. I don't know what it is with Nike now, but before, that's how they could wear them I can't breathe, stuff like that. That's basically similar. And the I can't breathe shirts that they wore for damn near 2 weeks straight, all the black players, is similar to Colin Kaepernick nil. You gonna see that this shit right here ain't right. They didn't say shit about that. This because of the fear of the power of the player. In the NFL, I can't get a player's power. Me not watching TV ain't gonna make them go down and sign a good collective bargaining agreement.
You could say the
nah,
NFL,
that ain't true though. That's not true. Check this out, EJ.
Hold on, let's smoke talk for a second. I know y'all can't hear
EJ, check this out. The difference in what you saying is, look who's doing it. LeBron James was a part of that. Now, if Tom Brady was a part of the same thing, you would have gotten the same reaction, because we're talking about people who are the faces of the NBA. You know, it wasn't just an Otto Porter. It wasn't just a fucking JJ Barea. You know what I mean? It was a Steph Curry. It was a Chris Paul. It was a LeBron James. I guarantee you, if it was a Tom Brady, something like that, it would have got a lot more attention from the NFL.
Alright, yeah, man. It's I don't know, man. I don't think that we have to. I think that it's necessary, man. I think that you choosing your birthrights, you choosing the Cowboys over your birthrights. I think you're choosing the Packers over your birthrights. You know what I'm saying? And when I say birthrights, I'm talking about the right that you have to basically what you think it is you have as a right is, hey, you think that you have a right to ride down the street and not get, pulled over and killed by the police with no explanation and no repercussions. You think that's your right, you know what I'm saying? But you choosing over your birthrights. You choosing the Cowboys. You choosing the Patriots. You choosing the Seahawks, and the Bears. You choosing this. You choosing all this other stuff over your own birthright. Basically, not to be treated like you're not even a citizen. It makes no sense to me as to why that we would be, why this is even a question as to why what our part is and what this means for you as a person. If you want more people talk about why athletes don't stand up to like the last generation, like Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all of them. Why they don't stand up? This is why the next generation don't stand up, because you don't stand up for them. What's name? And Jim Brown. Those people, those folks like that, they couldn't measure. There was a lot of stuff that they wanted to. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has really not getting the props that he deserved over his career anyway, because he should be seriously more so than a lot of these other people considered the greatest basketball player of all time. When you look at his basketball career and winning 3 or 4 titles in college and going to the NBA and winning 6, you know what I'm saying, like, and all-time leading scorer still to this day, and it should be in the discussion. he should be the discussion. It shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Realistically, if you compare accolades, it's really almost no one that can stand up against him on the accolades as far as their overall accolades, because he touches every field. He won. He but those people right there, they supported the progress, what they perceive to be the progress of black folks. Now you can't even support it publicly for fear of your job, for fear of being blackballed, or I just don't understand where we are, man. We got to get better. All right, man. Smoke, man. I think we're going to go ahead and cut it right there, man. You got anything else you want to say?
Nah, man. Just anybody who's willing to support Colin Kaepernick, man, leave a comment. Let's see if we can get something going. On Facebook, and every social site, any social site that we on, man, any platform that we use, if we can get any support for Colin Kaepernick, and you can let us know, just join us, subscribe, leave comments, hashtags, and all those good things.
All right, then. Once again, this is Young Lion the Leader and Smoke Cliff signing out. We love y'all. Subscribe and stay tuned, because we keep